Y'all, it ain't looking good. I don't know if we're ever going to see Kenya back because now it looks like Kenya is beefing with Andy Cohen. And I wish she wouldn't go this way. I wish she would not pull a Nene at a time like this when you need your job back, Kenya. We need to get you back on Bravo. You need to get your kids' college fund back in order. And you beefing with Andy ain't gonna do it. But basically, Andy did a podcast and they asked him everything about what happened on this week's episode. And he was kind of dogging Kenya a little bit. Basically, the podcast was saying she did revenge porn, or is that the word? Or they worded it something different. I think they said sexual assault. And Kenya hopped up in them comments, baby. And she went off talking about, you are so dumb. This is not that. She signed a release for these images. So this is just a receipt, honey. And yeah, I don't know if Kenya's going to be able to come back from that. I don't know. Let me play y'all the clip of what he said. And then I'm going to read y'all the comment of what Kenya said. And do y'all think that she going to come back from this? Or is she just going to keep digging in a deeper hole?
And she was like, yeah, you're right, whatever. She shows up to Kenya's opening of her gorgeous salon, which is beautiful, that Kenya has worked so hard on, that she dedicated to her daughter. And it's this big event, opening it with all these people there. And Britt comes in and brings her flowers and says, I want to apologize to you, and a note. And Kenya totally ignores her, like totally. And Britt's like, okay, I'm just going to leave these here. And Britt leaves. And then Kenya gets up and makes her whole opening about someone came after me and they shouldn't have. And I started looking into who this woman is, and this is who she is. And she starts showing pictures of her.
With like poster board that she printed out.
And this is like
one of the pictures is
revenge
her.
Porn type.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the pictures is her.
Like, oral sexing.
Yeah. And so, and the Atlanta housewives are like, we're out. We don't want any. The place like clears out.
Yeah.
And then there's and Cynthia said, in all my time at the show, this is the lowest I've ever seen anything get. And so that's what, and then there's a slide at the end of the show that says, Bravo, stop filming with Kenya after this.
Well, they say, like, there's all this talk of, after the Me Too movement, it's like if you show someone a dick pic or a nude pic without them saying, yes, I would like to see that right now, that's like sexual assault.
Yes, Jordan?
Well, I was going to say, the bad part of it and the sad part of it was that, like you said, it was Kenya's opening of her store that she's worked so hard for, and that it's been Kenyamoore hair care for years, and it was like a big moment for her.
Why
and
did she do that?
She should have been celebrating herself, but instead she used the time to like do revenge porn and bring somebody else down. And at the end of the day, it was such a bad look for Kenya.
Yeah, why would
she do that? And she sabotaged herself and her business.
Okay, so after Kenya heard that, she went off in the comments and she put, the two co-hosts are extremely ignorant. Sexual assault is grape. Remember, that's what Phaedra accused Candy of attempting to do to Porsha. Revenge corn. If someone showed Kim K X tape to you, is that revenge corn? I found that plus tons of others online. She signed a release for it. It is fair, or it's a fair receipt. Warning. If you are not an attorney and familiar with Georgia law, then shut the F up. Sick of these bias and selective outrage. These comments should not have aired. It's a podcast. Where is legal? You don't want activated Kenya. I shouldn't have shown at my event. But for the love of God, why would they ignore a clear GUN threat? And that's my thing. It's like, y'all got outrage for these videos that clearly Brittany was on channels doing. Just like when OF people do OF things, they still play that. That's not revenge corn. So that's why I'm just a little bit confused. And if Bravo was so offended, why did they even air it? And I'm pretty sure the producers knew because they talk about what they're going to film for the day. So all of it just seems like a little bit BS to me. And it does seem like Britt was coached that day to go in there and apologize. I don't know, but I'm glad that Kenya was directing her comments at the two podcasters and not at Andy, because then I think that's going to cause tension between her and Andy, and then she's going to go off on the Nene Leakes route and never get to come back to Bravo again. But I think by her saying, where is legal, that kind of is coming at Andy or coming at production. So I don't know. Anyway, another thing I wanted to talk about was Porsha done made her a little YouTube channel acting like she ain't know YouTube existed, and now she's trying to be Candy and trying to have her own speak on it. And she had a few things to say about Drew and Dennis. She's still pressed over Drew and Dennis because she has no other storyline. So let me tell you everything she said in this video so you ain't got to waste your time. Basically, she went on there talking about she about to get her breasts done because her breasts are almost 10 years old. And Porsha, I don't know why you want to do that because your breasts look perfectly fine. I don't know why you want to go through this dangerous thing. And Porsha, I hope you don't go put no big old double, triple D's on that little body of yours because I don't know. I don't know if she's getting influenced by the girls. Now she feel like she needs surgery, but nothing's wrong with her chest. I'm telling you, nothing is wrong with her chest. So you're doing too much right now. But she said, prepare to be sick of her. She's going to be wearing the itty bittiest teeny weeny bikini y'all ever seen. Anyways, then she said that she wished YouTube would have been around when she was on Housewives because she could have been doing this. Baby girl, it was. And Candy used to do it. And y'all used to talk shit about it. Oh, Candy on speak on it. Y'all always used to be mad about Candy because she was smart enough to use the platform. But I understand you a little slow to the game. You know, now you want to promote your products because you're mad about Drew promoting her music. So anyways, she said this was breaking news. She had to break some topics and all she talked about was Drew and Dennis. She said she thinks Drew and Dennis planned this whole thing. This is all fake. She thinks Drew, Ralph, and Dennis are all in on it. And Porsha, if you think that's fake, I think you're in on it too. I think that you and your baby daddy are tight. Y'all are friends and you needed him to help you out with a storyline. And you might have had him hit up Drew to do this because he's the one who hit Drew up at the end of the day. Drew didn't hit him up. He hit Drew up. I don't know if you're mad that he's helping her build her career and you keep saying the music's good, go buy the music. So I'm not mad. I don't care if they're dating. Like it's just the principle. Girl, you're the one that doesn't have a storyline. So why you keep yelling about they ain't got no storyline? I think it's you that don't got the storyline. And I think it's them that might be throwing you a bone. But yeah, that's all she talked about. She didn't say nothing about this week's episode. It looks like a little to be continued that she's going to talk about it next time. But she said she's going to be on here spilling tea and she don't know what the rules are about spilling tea. So I guess she going to learn like heavenly and let's see if she do spill any tea. But yeah, she just kept going on and on about she thinks Dennis and Drew and Ralph are all in on this because one minute Ralph and Dennis are beefing. The next minute they're cool. The next minute Drew was inviting Ralph to the premiere and she's like, I thought y'all getting a divorce. But I don't know why they can't be civilized. Just like, you know, you and Dennis are cool. Just because Simon is a hot ass mess and you can't get along with him, that don't mean other people can't get along with their ex, especially if they're living in the same house. But yeah, I don't know. It's giving Porsha don't have a storyline. So she got to talk about Drew and Dennis because what else is she going to talk about? Unless she's going to be showing up to late to events and being in other people's business. She really has no personal storyline. But tell me what y'all think down in the comments. Do y'all think that Kenya is going to come back? Do you think that Porsha is going to bring back her singing career? I don't know. She didn't say nothing about her and her friendship with Shamia, except for she tried to give an excuse of why she was late. She started to talk about production and say, production was filming me at my house and I don't know why. Never mind. I'm not going to talk about production. And she cut it off real quick. But yeah, if you want to go see her video, she got a new YouTube channel now. Go check that out. But please put your opinion down in the comments. Talk to me. I'll talk back. Put your notification bell on. Subscribe to the channel. And hit the thumbs up because it's free. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.